AM 560. The Answer.
Should we start with the good? There is some good news. At least now there's an investigation into the scumbag who stole out in the open just hundreds of millions from the decent taxpayers of his state that used to be a great state.
California Governor Gavin Newsom's administration is under active criminal investigation over allegations of money laundering $800 million through.
Let that sink in a little bit. $800 million. And if you pay attention to exactly who's going to prison around them, from lobbyists to his chief of staff, this dog hunts.
NGOs tied to the Palisades fire. Federal investigators from the IRS Criminal Investigation Division have been actively investigating fraud tied to the fire relief, including emails and donation records from affected victims. Their focus includes allegations of money laundering through nonprofits, while fire aid organizers claim grants totaling $100 million were given to different recovery groups. Pacific Palisades residents and Altadena families report that they haven't been given any money or haven't received any help. Instead, the money went to 100 nonprofit programs, leaving many homeowners to shoulder the cost of rebuilding on their own. Even though Governor Newsom's office says they didn't play a role in fire aid grants, reports from earlier this year flagged his wildfire donation portal for routing contributions through a Democratic super PAC. Newsom signed a $2.5 billion state relief package in January and unlocked over $2 billion of it in federal aid by March. However, victims say they haven't seen any of that money either. This comes as Newsom's ex-chief of staff was indicted on $225,000 in campaign fraud charges.
Now, a lot of people say, well, go to jail. You got to get him up. You got to arrest him. You see the stories we play of the repeated criminals and rapists right there in Chicago. You see the abuse of what is supposed to be our justice system, the laughingstock they made it. How long do you think it'll take to try and convict this scumbag? So that whole time when there's nobody is above the law and the law is here for everybody. We have an entire group of people in our system that can steal from us with impunity. Impunity. They can steal from us. They get away with it. You're talking billions, hundreds of millions. And what happens? Nothing. Even in Europe now, they're getting disgusted with the open and notorious thievery and the hundreds of billions, if not trillions of dollars in just the last 5 years that have been stolen. It wasn't just the election in 2020.
Stop with your green scam. You are lying to the people. Nobody is saving the planet here. While you are banning normal cars with combustion engines for ordinary citizens of the European Union and making their lives more expensive with new taxes and emission permits, even for the households, some overpopulated countries somewhere in Asia like India or Malaysia are filling the oceans with endless amounts of plastic waste every day. The only things you care about is how to gain more control over the people's lives, is how to gain more power, and of course, how to make more money. You are enriching yourselves at the expense of taxpayers' hard work and selling them fake idea about saving the planet.
That is the most optimistic thing that you've heard in weeks, months, right there. Because these scams are so obvious. The thievery and the people who do it so notorious that everyone is starting to realize, and I mean everyone, it is undeniable what we've been a victim to. And hopefully through that knowledge, we can change the course of bankruptcy, where just the decent are robbed repeatedly. The people who follow the rules as they're set, who worry about their taxes. You know who never worries about the taxes? The thieves. The Somalian thieves or the Democrat thieves. They never worry. And the reason is they get away with it. And the better they are at stealing, the more they're called elder statespeople, even when they're fat and ugly and obviously not heterosexual.
We haven't gotten to the more perfect union, and we fought a civil war over part of it. Mm-hmm. And people have been protesting, for hundreds of years that, things were not as they should be, given our ideals and how we should be moving toward them. So I think that's what makes us so special as a country. And the idea that you could turn the clock back and try to recreate a world that never was, dominated by, let's say it, white men of a certain persuasion, a certain religion, a certain point of view, a certain ideology, is just doing such damage to what we should be aiming for. And we,
You know where Fatso's right, Squirrel? I agree with her. I hate white men. I hate them. Especially the ones that are stupid enough to be Democrat. I can't stand you blue-eyed devils, you rat bastards who couldn't figure out what Hillary Clinton was. The only thing Bill Clinton ever did that made sense to me.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
You didn't have to.
These
You were raping Paula Jones and banging an intern. Sick bastard.